Hey everyone, welcome you all. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to handle iframes without using switching method. So normally if you want to switch to alert or switch to iframe, so normally what you will do is we use switch to dot frame, and in that frame we will specify either ID of the frame or name of the frame or index, or we can pass a frame as a web element. Now, if you don't want to use switch to method, so then how we can handle iframes? So let me show you quickly how we can handle iframes, or how can we switch to iframes without using switch to dot methods. So let me show you an application here. So this is my an application which contains a different type of frames, and every frame is having a different type of input boxes. Now I want to switch to particular frame. Let's say I have a frame 1. Now inside this input box I want to pass some text. So let us try to automate this. So let me open my Eclipse. I have already created my new Maven project, and inside my package, I'm going to create a new class. I'll name it as iFrames and take this main method. So first of all, let me create a WebDriver instance. I'm just creating WebDriver equal to new Chrome driver, import required classes. And now I'm launching my application. I say driver dot get, and here we need to pass URL of the application. Now I'm passing it. And then I'll try to maximize the page. I can say driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. This will maximize the page. Now, so normally how we will switch to the frame? General approach is we will use switch to command. I can say driver dot switch to dot frame. So here we can pass either ID of the frame if it is available, or if the name is available, directly we can pass name in the double quotes, or if the name or ID itself is not available, we can also pass index. If you have only one single frame, you can also pass index. And if you don't have ID, name or anything, just we can capture the frame as a web element, and then we can pass into the frame. So that will automatically switch to the frame. So let me find a frame as a web element. First of all, let me inspect this frame. And if you are inspecting this, now this is the frame tag here in DOM. Frame src is one of the only attribute which we have for this frame underscore one.html. So by using this src, we can write an XPath through which we can finding the frame. So here src attribute is there. Okay, so let me just write an XPath for this. I can write / frame @src frame1.html. So now exactly this XPath is pointing to the frame. Now let me capture the frame as a web element. So here, before switching, I'm just trying to capture the frame as a web element. I say driver dot find element by dot XPath, and this will actually return the a frame. And what is the name? I can just give some name called frame, and this is a web element. So now we need to pass this frame as a web element inside the frame method, or we can give some different name. I say frame element. So now we need to pass this frame element inside this method. So this is a general approach. Everybody will use it. So driver.switch.frame, and whatever the frame element we capture, we will pass it frame element. So this will switch to the frame. So once it is switched, we can interact with any element which is present inside the frame. Now inspecting this element, now I have this is an input box. Now I'm capturing the XPath of the input box. And here I can say driver.find element by dot XPath, and this is the input box. So here I'm passing some text here. I can say testing. I pass some text. So this is the general way we handle the iframe. So we switch to the iframe. Now you can see my application is got launched. Can successfully enter the text here. Let me run one more time. It is launching my application, maximizing the browser. Now it is enter some text into the input box. Perfectly working fine. So now if I don't want to use the switching command, switch.frame, so then how we can switch to the frame, how we can handle the frames. So let me show you how we can do this. So there is another way which we can use using explicit wait. Again, using explicit wait, we can switch to the particular frame. Okay. So how we can do that? So first of all, whenever you want to use explicit wait, first we need to declare the explicit wait with WebDriver wait class. WebDriver wait, my wait equal to new WebDriver wait. And here we need to pass two arguments. One is a driver instance. Second one is a time in seconds. You can say duration dot off. You can pass time in seconds, milliseconds, whatever. I'm just taking seconds, duration dot seconds. I'm just passing 10 seconds max. So this is a declaration of what? Explicit wait. So WebDriver wait. So now we need to put certain condition, the particular frame to be displayed. So how we can put the condition? I say my wait dot until, my wait dot until. Here whenever you want to put some condition, we use a class called expected conditions. Expected conditions dot. Now here we need to choose a proper method. Expected conditions. Expected conditions dot. There is spelling mistake. Conditions. Okay. My wait dot until expected conditions. So dot here you can choose the right method. So there is a method available here, conditional method, which is frame related. So frame to be available and switch to it. Okay, so there are two methods are there. So frame to be available and switch to it. Second one is frame to be available and switch to it. So in the both methods are same, but in the first method we need to just pass a locator of the frame. But if I choose the second method, we need to pass a frame locator. Okay, frame locator we need to pass. So let me choose the first one. So here we need to pass frame to be available and switch to it. So inside this, I'm just passing the locator of the frame. So here we already identified the frame, right? So I'm just taking only the locator part, and that I'm going to pass it here. Okay. So what this particular statement will do is, this particular statement will look for the particular frame. So it looks for the particular frame, and once it is available, it will automatically switch to the frame. It will automatically switch to the frame. So that's how it will do. Okay. So my way dot until expected conditions dot frame to be available and switch to it. So once the frame is available, it will automatically switch to the frame. So once it is done, now we can directly interact with the element. I'm just copying the same input element. Let me comment the above one. Done. So we just declare the explicit wait here, and then we applied one condition, that is frame to be available and switch to it, and we pass locator of the frame. And then once it is switched, then we interacted with the element which is present inside the iframe. So let me execute and show you. It is launching my browser, opening my application, maximized. Now you can see the text is successfully entered. Right. So if you do not want to use this wait methods, switch methods like switch.frame, so still we can handle the frames by using explicit wait. So by putting proper method, so frame to be available and switch it is. So this will automatically switch to the frame if it is available. So then we can handle any type of element which is present inside the frame. So that's how we can handle the frames without having switching command. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.